Alright guys, so today I'm going to be bringing you a one-shot build, but before I even get started, I want to present credit where it's due. JG Creative was the one, as far as I know, who originally discovered this concept. He discovered this interaction of mechanics. We talked about it in Discord, and there will be a link to his channel down below in the description. He does some fantastic Division content. He's a very talented gamer in general, so if you're looking for some really up-to-snuff PvP especially, a lot of good content, check out his channel. Again, it is linked in the description. But to get into what this build is and the interaction between these mechanics so that everyone is aware, because I do believe that this needs to be fixed, this can't be allowed to continue, is specifically the Model 700 sniper rifle, as you can see right here. Only this model, no other version of the 700 will work. And then the talent Provident. The last bullet of a magazine deals 60% more damage. The reason that these interact in this way is that the Model 700 is a thumb load sniper rifle. You load one round at a time, which means that you can simply load one round in and then fire, and then reload one round and then fire, and permanently have Provident active at all times with every bullet that you shoot. All it requires is to melee in between shots, and I'll be demonstrating that in a second. Now, this is the core mechanic of the build, but the other two talents on the gun are also important. I don't have any of them here because I wanted to demonstrate this and get it out there. But if you have brutal and or prepared, that is what will make it a guaranteed one-shot on pretty much every agent you encounter. That being said, with just Provident and just the Model 700 and that interaction, I am able to one-shot pretty much every agent I encounter, as long as it's a headshot. Now, if I get a critical strike, it's a guaranteed one-shot, pretty much regardless of the build that they're running as well. So that's something important to keep in mind as well. Moving on to my actual gear. This is less important. If you can achieve Provident in the third slot on your Model 700, and then also have something like Brutal or Prepared, you're not going to need to run these two sets of three. That being said, if you want to, it doesn't hurt the build at all. It just means more damage, higher damage output. What you have is Sentry's Call 3-piece for 10% headshot damage, and then you have Hunter's Faith 3-piece for an additional 10% headshot damage. These are fantastic. They do not multiply against each other anymore. What they do is they add together and then add on top of your existing headshot damage. So this isn't going to mean crazy high crits, but it does help the build in small amounts, which let you achieve those reliable one-shots. That also, in addition to that, there's a bunch more mechanics that you can use. I was not even using Tactical Advance at any point during this. You can use Tactical Advance. That is for any people that don't know, the talent that allows you to move cover to cover and gain a percentage bonus weapon damage increase for each meter covered for 5 seconds. Now, that's a short duration. I understand that's been nerfed. It's significantly shorter than it used to be, but it's still very, very strong if you are moving cover to cover and then immediately firing the last bullet of the magazine, since you know that every single bullet is the last bullet of the magazine. Outside of that, you can use your booster shot mod on your skills, and that will increase damage even further. And on top of prepared and or brutal, that will allow you to one-shot every agent that you see. So the build is not so much important as the gun and the talent, and then the other two, slightly less important, but still critical to the build if you want to one-shot every single agent you see. But the most important thing, sorry if I sound like a broken record here, is the Model 700, because it is a thumb load marksman rifle, and then the third, it doesn't actually necessarily have to be the third talent. As far as I know, Provident is currently bugged, so you have to have both the electronics and the firearms regardless of what slot it's in. So once you've activated with 4500, 4509 electronics and 4509 firearms, you're good to go with the Model 700 regardless. And I will now demonstrate with some gameplay exactly what that means. Okay, so here I am demonstrating this on 3 agents of varying toughness and varying amounts of armor and enemy damage weapon mitigation. I drop the first agent, I do get a crit. I shoot the second agent, I almost down him with no crit. And then I shoot the third agent who has the most amount of health and the most amount of armor. Again, no crit and almost down him. If I do pop even just booster shot, I'll start to get even higher crits, 246,000 there. No agent has that much health, and it's very easy to achieve that much damage. As you can see, with higher armor and weapon mitigation, Cows Go Moo was able to survive that shot. But it's a very, very powerful interaction and build. As soon as you're snapshotting something like Competent, if you have Provident in the second or first slot, as soon as you have something like Brutal on your gun, as soon as you're using something like Tactical Advance, you're going to find that you can kill pretty much every single agent that you see. If you're popping a signature, even more so because of the 30% weapon damage bonus. This is with no bonuses whatsoever, just the interaction between Provident and the marksman rifle, the bolt action, that with the thumb load so you can proc every single bullet. You can down pretty much anyone that you want to, especially if you roll the gun properly. I'm gonna stop rambling on there. A huge thank you to these 3 guys for helping me test this. We were battling some stream snipers earlier. It was a really rough experience, but we got it done. It works. I wanted to showcase this mechanic, make sure everyone is aware. And then again, the first person I know of that was able to discover this interaction and use it was JG Creative. Check out his content in the link below. There's some really good stuff there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links below. And as always, have a nice night.